Indiana travels to Michigan State to take on the Spartans as a 16.5-point road dog this weekend. Right now we're joined with college football analyst Joe Gavassi to break down his free selections on this game. Now, Joe, Michigan State is undefeated this season straight up, and they really proved that this past weekend when they took that road win against Michigan. But as a college football bettor, this team has actually looked as one of those hype teams you should probably fade. They're 1-6 against the spread so far this season. They've yet to cover as a double-digit favorite position this year as well. Now, they host Indiana as a 16.5-point favorite, as I just mentioned. I don't see any reason why we should side with Michigan State here in this game, but what's your take on the side here, Joe?
Well, Indiana doing their annual fade after starting 4-0 in the non-conference season, now 0-3 in the Big Ten, and that includes a total disaster on Saturday on their home field when they allowed Rutgers to score the last 28 points and beat them 55-52. Reason to not take Indiana in this game would be that horrendous defense, which is giving up points hand over fist now the Big Ten action has started. Of course, in the favor of Indiana is that explosive offense under fifth-year H.C. Wilson and quarterback Sudfeld, now averaging 37 a game and about 500 yards a game. So that gives them plenty of potential to hang in, much as they did with Ohio State a couple weeks ago, and to come in under this gigantic number. Of course, letdown, this has all written all over it for Michigan State. A team, as you pointed out, Megan, who really wasn't good at covering big numbers, 0-5 against them prior to this game, as they clearly had their focus for only two games, Oregon, a revenge game, the second game of the year, and their rivalry game with Michigan. Now, reason for the letdown here is pretty obvious. Everybody's seen this repeatedly on the ESPN highlights. When Michigan State, trailing by a score on the final play of the game, scoops up a Michigan fumble, takes it the length of the field for a fumble 6, and the outright win in this game. Again, a huge rivalry revenge win like that, especially in the role of underdog, has letdown written all over it. And with a Michigan State team who really has improved their mettle at this price range, we look to go against them again in the week's biggest letdown spot.
Now, we're talking very early on a Monday morning here, Joe. Do you foresee a lot of line movement on this game? If so, how low does the line have to drop before you would side with the favorite?
Well, the running back for Indiana, Howard, I think his name is questionable for this game, and he's a pretty key cog for Indiana. So any line movement, I think, is going to be a function of his status more than anything else that happens. As always, I wouldn't necessarily look to bet any underdog early in the week. However, lines normally go up in these games, so no hurry to get this down.
College football analyst Joe Gavassi, thanks again for joining us and for the great insight.